What's going on, everybody? This is Raw Dog Sports. I am Mike. That is Evo. You want to know how I know you're gay? You have a framed picture of Asia. My man, how you doing?
That's JJ McCarthy. That's not Asia.
Okay, I'm sorry. Nah, yeah. It also could be the green dildo behind you that people are actually starting to take notice of at this point.
That's actually very, very hetero. It's 2025, Mike.
I didn't say anything about it being gay, I don't think.
All right. No,
I mean,
not directly.
Hey, listen, do your thing. Everybody do your thing. But I'm ready for a banger show because we're going to have a lot of shit to go over. 14 games and the bets did not go the greatest. We would have loved to have a better week, but we didn't quite do that. Before we start diving into that, though, my man, Evo, how are you doing? How's the holiday season? I mean, I've been so damn busy. I just wrapped up finals week today that I have kind of not paid attention to much of anything going on outside of what's in my own little bubble, trying to make it through this week. Well, I know it's only Tuesday. But
yeah, another day, another dollar, getting ready for the holidays with the boys coming, not this weekend, but the following weekend they'll be out here. So getting some of those holiday prep plans, wrapping presents and whatnot. I actually have a table now laying on the ground behind me that I was using for gift wrapping and whatnot because I'm an adult and you don't need to do it on the ground if you have the available workspaces. That's a pro tip for sure with all of us who have bad backs. And yeah, just chilling. Interesting week of football that we had. Relaxing a little bit today. Had the day off for the majority of it. Got a Costco membership, so I'm becoming a big boy again. That's the second time now that I've had a Costco membership. But,
okay.
Sometimes you gotta, get back into society that way, and then relaxed a little bit this afternoon, reading a leisurely article on the No Sleeves Network posted by Mr. Michael Carlisle there. Everyone should jump on to No Sleeves Network and give it a read.
I appreciate that, man. I would love if everybody would go over there and check it out. It took me a little bit of time. I started that. If you guys have read it, I started it last week. Finally got it fucking finished today. I've been very, very busy. So yeah, man, it was fun to write. It was also kind of an epiphany. So I just gotta start getting the fucking gas more. Everybody who's tuning in now, sorry if you're on the vertical. You get to see Kevin Stefanski's dumb fucking clown face. There's Evo. Hi, everyone. Hi, guys. We're waiting for StreamYard to figure out how the fuck to do this the right way, and then we'll be able to have it vertical and your landscape view correctly formatted. We're just waiting on the StreamYard to figure that shit out.
Yeah.
But my man,
I like my women actually vertical and horizontal, both ways. Flip them around, flip it up, turn it in reverse, or something like that.
So you like them both ways?
Inverted. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Don't look. I'm drinking a fun soda right now, and if you push me, I'm going to say something that'll get us banned.
All right, let's not do that. We'll say that for the talk. Which, by
the way, funny thing about banging trans dudes is that if you do it hard enough, their voice drops.
Okay.
Completely takes you out of the moment. And thank you for watching Raw Dog Sports, where we obviously talk a lot about sports, as you can tell. And this video will now get no traction on YouTube.
That's okay. Well, I mean, fuck them. Whatever.
Well, look, I don't know if we're going to get a ton of traction on the YouTube anyways, because we've got a sponsor. All right. This is a normal segment that we do here. We got to pay the bills. You got to get Mike and I paid so that way we can have our fun sodas and drinks and stuff like that. And that's the sponsorship or a cease and desist segment of the show, where we get super cool sponsors every week to come and pay us for a little bit of our time. So today's episode of Raw Dog Sports is actually brought to you by a company, maybe you haven't ever heard of them, but they're called the Completely Natural and Normal Pharmaceutical Company. At CNNPC, we deliver completely ethically sourced, free-range, organic, and natural pharmaceuticals and supplements that can help embolden and rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. Look, none of us are getting any younger, and that's why taking the best care of your body is of paramount importance to be able to achieve your physical and mental goals. Whether you're looking for peptides, ayahuasca, anti-inflammatory balms, tren, CBD salves, kombucha, or adrenochrome, maybe some red light therapy. Oh God!
Penis.
I need some of this pharmaceutical help. Maybe even a stem cell or two. We have what you need to beat Father Time. We also want to take this opportunity on Raw Dog Sports to announce to everyone our new partnership with the NFL and introduce our flagship brand of athlete-branded products. We're sure that you'll recognize some of the greats on this list who are still performing professionally. Aaron Rodgers of the Steelers, age 42. Matthew Stafford of the Rams, age 37. Lisa Ann of the adult film industry, age 53. Whew, almost 42. That wouldn't be a gilf anymore. Joe Flacco of the Bengals, age 40. And our newest member, Philip Rivers of the Colts at age 44. The Colts recently hit dire straits at the quarterback position, and we were desperate for a grizzled veteran. Initially, the Colts were looking at a long list of old retired veterans who might be able to helm their team. This list includes Dan Orlovsky, Alex Smith, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Jay Cutler, Matt Ryan, Kevin O'Connell, too busy coaching, Mark Sanchez, couldn't get him on the phone for some reason, Chase Daniel, Brian Hoyer, Sam Bradford, Tim Tebow, and Colt McCoy. And if you're thinking, wow, that's a list of guys that I remember from when I was a wee little lad, same here. The thing is, Carly Ursay, Gordon, still felt that all of these gentlemen were just a little bit too young. So the Colts ultimately gravitated towards our newest brand ambassador, Philip Rivers. Here at CNNPC, we'll be proud to watch Philip Rivers play on Sundays, despite being in somewhat of a new environment. Like, he's played with the Colts before, but now he has a good offensive line. And we have confirmed from Mrs. Rivers that Philip isn't used to protection. We can also confirm that Rivers will be able to perform at his tip-top best because he's made sure to keep his body fueled and primed for success by taking a plethora of our completely safe, completely legal supplements. So, Completely Natural and Normal Pharmaceuticals Company will take you from geriatric to professional athlete in no time.
Oh, yeah. So, I got to tell you, I don't know much about the CNNPC, but sounds like, I mean, they could do wonders for a couple guys like me and you getting up there, but sore back, man. Like, I didn't really having to get Amber to rub me out a little bit on the back.
I get it, and I try that all the time.
Yeah.
But then fingers slip into holes where they're not supposed to be,
right.
Namely mine.
Well, the funny thing about my back is it's located on my cock.
Yeah. Hey, just ruined a movie quote.
Bonus movie quote.
I could have pinned the movie quote on one of these weeks, but you know.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Sorry. I had to say it was right there, man.
Yeah.
It was right there. My man, are we ready to, I mean, awesome sponsorship. I'm going to have to look this place up. I'm sure they're going to be very thrilled with the work that we did on this.
Absolutely great sponsor. And I hear that they might be trying to work with the NFL and their officiating crews to get them to be able to actually call a game better. Because that's a fun topic that we get to talk about this week. Officiating. Again, if you've watched our show before, we've never once talked about officiating and how piss poor it is. But we have to finally talk about it this week, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we've kind of danced around it. We've spent entire shows almost fucking bitching, or maybe not bitching, but having justifiable, gripes against the officials. Listen, officials can't decide games. They shouldn't decide games. We're going to get into a lot of that shit, man. I'm still just so goddamn frustrated and heated with my coach for one of the dumbest decisions. Not my coach. For Kevin Stefanski, he's not my fucking coach.
Not my president.
Not my goddamn president. Fucking, what an idiot. What a fucking idiot he is. Kevin Stefanski is, our president too sometimes. But anyways, we can't hold it off any longer, man. We should probably take a look at the picks. We'll see how we did. And then we're going to dive into my new favorite segment, Off the Hook Players of the Week. And listen, there weren't a lot of great things to go from here. I saw things that I loved this week from my team, but my picks were not good. I played it safe, and it did not go well. So I'm kind of throwing it to the wind now. I'm saying, fuck it. We're going for it from here on out. I mean, I got my quarterback now. Starter for the rest of the year. Glad we could make that fucking decision finally.
Unless it's a 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
Then we have to take him out.
Yeah, clearly.
That'd be illogical.
Anyways, so I had a really frustrating week. I go 6-8. The Browns lose to the goddamn Titans. I get knocked out of the playoffs in fantasy in that Josh Cribbs league. I lost in our league. Like, this was just a terrible weekend of football because Ohio State fucking lost too. So I'm ready for a reset, but I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna take a breath here, and then I'm gonna start yelling again when we get back to the Browns game. But
look, it wasn't a good week for me either. I mean, you went 6-8. I went 7-7. Going even right now at this time of year is not good for us because that actually drops our percentages. I dropped a whole, I believe, 0.6, 0.7 decimal points, something like that. I can't remember which. But it's not good. Went from 59% down to the 58th percentile. Not liking that. So we got to have another banger week. Keep saying that every week. And sometimes we do. We do have some banger weeks. But it wasn't this one. It wasn't week 14 because some of these teams that lost, unfortunately, like your Browns, were very much so unexpected based off the opponent that they were going up against. It was a difficult one to call for us. I felt like I was going safer as well. That's why our records are relatively similar because we picked a lot of the same games. And it just didn't work out this week. Again, we said it last week. We can't tell who the fuck these teams are because there's so much parity right now. Like Atlanta Falcons, they actually played a game for a little while. And like they didn't look half bad through the first half. And then things went to shit. But like we can't tell who these teams are. The Panthers are going out there winning games sometimes, you know? It's been years since we've been able to say that.
A long fucking time. I mean, and teams like Tampa going down to fucking New Orleans just made no goddamn sense either.
Tyler Shuck, QB1.
Yeah, QB1. Sure is. Tell you what.
He could have been QB1 on your team.
Could have been. He's going to be a great quarterback down there in New Orleans. He's going to lead them right to the promised land. I guarantee it.
I hear he likes gumbo.
I'm sure he does. I mean, you better get fucking used to it.
Yeah. Look, gumbo's delicious. I know. I don't want to disparage gumbo at all right now.
I don't know really if I know the difference between a gumbo and like a jambalaya. I think gumbo's more liquidy.
Yeah, I would consider gumbo to be much more of a soup.
Soupy? Yeah, okay. All right. Very similar in flavors, I guess, palates, I should say. But
before we get on to, because now you got me on food.
Yeah.
And before we get to our off the hook players of the week, a hamburger. I believe a hamburger is a salad.
Okay, explain yourself. I'm down for this argument.
I would like to find someone who can prove me wrong. Salad, it can have bread in it. Croutons. You got your lettuce. You got your veggies. Otherwise, tomatoes, onions, things like that. A sauce. usually a protein if you're trying to have like a meal type salad. It's a ham salad. Now I'm stealing this a little bit from one of my favorite video game streamers right now, the Burnt Peanut, which if you haven't watched him, you're fucking wrong. But if you don't believe that a hamburger is just a ham salad, you're into deep state lies.
All right, hell yeah, deep state lies, baby.
Yep.
We're gonna make
Look,
sure
we are teeter-tottering right now between sports and everything else.
Yeah,
and so we really need to change this up, and we need to get on to our new segment.
Absolutely, I am ready for our new segment, and honestly, man, it's one of my favorites. It's time for the off the hook player.
Off the hook. Off the hook.
Man, and it's time for the off the hook player of the week. My off the hook player of the week. I don't think this is going to come as a surprise to a lot of people. It is fucking Shedeur Sanders. He played a phenomenal game. Obviously, there are still things to clean up. He is a rookie quarterback. He made one critical mistake, but there were a lot of other things that cost this game. Shedeur went out there and did something that has never been done in Cleveland. 300 yards. 3 passing touchdowns, a rushing touchdown. I mean, this guy is the truth. I'm telling you, man, I am so excited for this guy to continue to progress. He is going to hopefully, revitalize the city in the football. That we were just starting to have a taste of being good. Those Baker years, man, they're fucking awesome. If Shedeur can help recreate that, he's going to go down as a fucking legend, because I don't know if they'll screw it up twice. They can't let him out of the building. So Shedeur, for this unbelievable game and a couple of fucking beautiful throws. One, he could have had a lot easier touchdown, but he played phenomenal for a rookie in only his 4th start. So yeah, off the hook, Shedeur.
Yeah, absolutely. He had a really good week. It was against a Titans team that's not too great. And look, I add that caveat to Shedeur the same way that I'm going to add the caveat to JJ McCarthy when I get on to him. But I've said this from the first time that he got out there on the field. You're not necessarily seeing the most fantastic stat lines and things like that. There are issues, obviously, that need to be fixed, but it's still just the eye test between him and Dylan Gabriel, or him and any other quarterback that's really been through that neck of the woods in recent years. It's tangible. There's a difference. I'm not saying that he's the next best thing since sliced bread. That's your line. Yes. But in Cleveland, where there has just been a dearth of quarterback play, I think that you have to, unless you are just this crazy denier, which I think a lot of people have, bet their entire history on social media that Shedeur is terrible. Unless you're part of that group, you have to be realistic with yourself and say, there's something here. Can he be a starting quarterback in the NFL? I think at this point, through 4 games, we can say yes. It might not be top 15. I don't know, because he's 4 games in. Like, you have to let a guy develop. But he's showing something, and he did very good this last game.
Oh, yeah, he did. My man, who is your off the hook player of the week?
Yeah, so this one, shout out to Spicy Mike and all the other Arizona Cardinal fans down here in my neck of the woods. But I have to bring up Michael Wilson, wide receiver out of Stanford. I was a big fan of him coming out in the. I was a big fan of him coming out in the draft. And one of the big knocks on him was an injury history, but I really felt good about him as being like a 2nd round type player. And so far with his time in Arizona, it's been relatively mundane. You see little bits and pieces, spurts here and there, but he hasn't been on the field a ton. He hasn't been a primary target a ton. And injuries have played into that some, which is why he was kind of devalued in the draft process. But with Marvin Harrison being out, 3 of the last 4 games, he is putting up absolutely epic numbers. I know you brought up Jacoby Myers last week and just doing his thing and doing really good, but over these 3 of the last 4 games, he's been absolutely fucking incredible. Looking at last week versus the Rams, 11 receptions on 16 targets, 142 yards and 2 touchdowns, 12.9 yard average. So he's not just getting little tiny dump offs or anything like that. You've got versus Jacksonville, an overtime loss, 10 catches on 15 targets, 118 yards. And then you have 15 catches on 18 targets, 185 yards versus San Francisco, a good defense. In his time, when he's actually getting that number 1 style role in that offense, and obviously they've been high volume with passing with Jacoby Brissett there because they actually have a quarterback that can see over the offensive line. He's been doing really fucking well. Now, when Marvin Harrison is in there, Marvin Harrison's probably getting a little bit more of the attention and targets. But the way that Michael Wilson's been playing, it really has to make Arizona Cardinal fans reassess their wide receiver room, because Michael Wilson and Trey McBride both all of a sudden look like they're first-round caliber players, where Trey McBride has looked that way with volume before, but not with the touchdowns. And now you're getting a wide receiver who's playing up to that same number 1 style level. And it's got to make you reassess, say, well, we don't need a compliment to Harrison. We might already have that in-house as long as he can stay healthy and on the field. Thinking that he's doing a phenomenal job. Just had to make sure I shouted out that guy, because if he were putting up this sort of pace of numbers on a week-to-week basis, not just when he's being kind of inserted into the lineup because of injury, he'd be breaking every fucking record, basically, for a wide receiver.
Yeah, so he's been phenomenal, and you said it, man. Like, they don't have to necessarily look at another wide receiver. There's enough talent. They can look to other areas. They can solidify that defense, offensive line. But what they really need to address, and we all know it, it's the quarterback spot, because Jacoby's not going to be able to play for forever, right? He will probably be your bridge next year for maybe a new guy. But you can't see Kyler Murray being the starter there going forward. He's going to have to be moved, because you can see in guys like Michael Wilson and Trey McBride getting in the end zone, fucking Marvin Harrison Jr. looking like a top flight wide receiver, that he's not the answer. At least not there anymore. They need to move him. I have ideas. If McDaniel stays down in Miami, I think that's a natural fucking fit to send Kyler down there. But I don't want to detract too much from Michael Wilson. You're off the hook player of the week. Yeah, he's been fucking amazing, bro.
Yeah. And look, I did this our first week. I'm going to do it again. We started the segment a little bit later in the year. I've got a little extra zhuzh to put on this with an off the hook player, a position group that normally does not get a lot of attention, right? The kickers, all right? Kickers, they're the guys that you don't really think about when they're doing well on your team, and then when they miss a kick, that guy needs to be fired. We need to replace him. And if you look at this guy that I'm about to talk about in a very important game that just happened last night, Cameron Dicker, the kicker, put up 16 of the 22 points scored by the Chargers in their win over the Philadelphia Eagles. He's like the one steady point on that team right now that is doing extremely well. Long of 54 yards, 5 total field goals, and an extra point. Cameron Dicker doing an outstanding job helping his team beat the defending Super Bowl champions. And if you didn't love him enough, I got a little video for us. Now, this is from 2023. I'll tell you that. But he's still the same guy, and he's well worth a watch on the TikToks if you want to do that. But here's a little bit of Dicker the Kicker promotion.
Victimized by a missed field goal. No good! Wide to the right! No good! Ah! My name is Cameron Dicker, and I'll kick for you. 50, 40, 30, doesn't matter. I'll make it. Bang! 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 Rain, sleet, or snow, this leg is ready to go. Don't believe me? Ask him.
Cameron Dicker is a really good kicker. He's outstanding, and I love him.
And I did not edit that. So don't be and let me kick for you at the Pro Bowl. Ah! So go to chargers.com/vote to send me and my leg to kick for you. Vote for me! Vote for me! Pro Bowl, 2023, baby, let's go!
That was fucking phenomenal, dude.
That's the sort of politics that I think that we can get behind on this show. And look, like I said, kickers normally don't get a whole lot of screen time, but I want to make sure Cameron Dicker got a little bit of it because he's been having a phenomenal year. He's been phenomenal since he's been in the league. Fantastic name. And also, you want your kicker to be a fun guy like that. Be willing to go out and have a little bit of fun. The original video I wanted to show definitely would have got us DMCA'd because it is his most recent release on the TikTok. It is him in a wig singing like Hannah Montana.
Okay, all right.
You know, and just having a fun time. But look, love Cameron Dicker, the kicker. So shout out to him for being the most scoringest player on his team last night.
Yeah, he won them the game. I mean, without him, they are nowhere. So yeah, fuck yeah, Cameron Dicker. And that I've never seen that. That was phenomenal. I love everything about that video. No, I did not edit that.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, they have some good editors out there to make the video, but didn't edit that part out there in LA, you know.
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Yeah. All right, brother. We ready to start diving into a recap of the week that was?
Let's do it. Let's get into it.
All right, brother. So first game I have is the Titans and the Browns, is what it says here. What do you have?
Well, that's probably because you're working on ESPN and
Yep.
The Browns are your favorite team. And we can absolutely go with that one if you want to get the Band-Aid pulled. Titans go into Cleveland.
Yeah.
Titans being a 2-11 team at this time, but they were 1-11 going into the game, and they were able to get their second win of the season versus your Browns, 31-29. A closer one than you would hope for as a Browns fan. A lot of points put up against that vaunted Browns defense. Yeah, it's unfortunate if you're a Browns fan. I feel bad for you, man, because there's not a lot of ways to spin this as a game. All I think that you can probably do at this point is kind of go into individual performances and then direct hate towards at least one individual who supremely deserves it at this point at the head coach position. But I'm going to let you take this one away, man.
All right. So the defense had a tough day. Tony Pollard really kind of got loose, and that caused the problem. I mean, they were able to get a lot of points because they were able to run the ball. But when you look at the quarterbacks in this game, number 1 overall pick, and a guy that I thought should have been number 2 overall pick. And the number 1 overall pick was very clearly outplayed. I mean, Shedeur balled. So, and I mean, I've already he was my off the hook player of the week, so I don't want to go too much more into what Shedeur did, but he gave us an opportunity to win that game when our defense didn't necessarily show up in a fashion that they would normally and hold the team to a low amount of points. The offense ran only through Shedeur. The running game was terrible. Absolutely fucking terrible. Leading rusher on the team, Shedeur Sanders. Quinshon Judkins, love the guy. 14 carries, 26 yards. And one of those carries was a real fucking stupid one. I mean, the receivers, great. Harold Fannin, 114 yards. He is phenomenal. He's probably the best receiver on our team, and he lines up at tight end half the time. Jerry Jeudy had a good game, 76 yards and a touchdown. Dylan Sampson made things happen. Quinshon Judkins had that one long-ass catch on the screen. Everything had to work through Shedeur. And then in the most crucial fucking moment, when your offense is not doing well, with the exception of one goddamn person, you take him off the field. What fucking moron makes that decision? Oh, I know. This fucking moron. Actually, you know what? I'm going to change this, Eva. For the people, I'm going to just do that for now. We'll get a little bit more picture in there. This fucking dumbass.
Don't let it pan down too much. I am wearing no pants right now.
Sick. Well, we'll give it back in a second. We'll let the people who are vertical, they'll see our faces for a minute. But like David Njoku, great touchdown catch. Like we had a ton of guys make a ton of really important plays. Myles Garrett gets a sack, but the defense didn't do enough. And our coach absolutely, fucking sabotaged what felt like it could have been a comeback. So the play call, while I guess feasibly, it looked like it was going to work. Had he handed it off, they had it sealed. Looked like it would have worked. At worst, you have a one-on-one with a safety and a wide receiver who's shown he can make a guy miss. Like at worst. So I understand that maybe the play call looked like it was going to work, but in that situation, you got to give your best offensive player on the day an opportunity with the ball in his hands. RPO there. Run. If he can hand it off, if he sees something, like the execution was obviously not how it was supposed to go. I don't know what the fuck Quinshawn was doing. Like I think he forgot. He said, "Oh shit, I'm supposed to hand this motherfucker off." It was a litany of errors. And then I'm going to ask you, this is something that I have been fucking mulling around. And I think that the analytics have got to back me up at this point. Kicking the onside kick was the wrong decision. We had 2 timeouts left. We should have kicked it deep. I looked it up earlier, and I can have Sleeves confirm it, but the onside kick percentage success rate since 2018 is less than 10%. So you put the game on a play with a less than 10% success rate of happening. Your rate of winning has got to be astronomically low. I feel like that if you kick it deep, you got 1 minute and 3 seconds left. Kick it deep, you play defense. Now, what they did here is they tried to run the clock out and they ran backwards and fucked around. If you do that deeper in your own territory, that probably happens a little bit less. You save a little bit more time. You can use those 2 timeouts. You might be able to force a punt and get the fucking ball back in halfway decent field position, like 13 seconds on the clock, ball at the 40, one goddamn play to get in field goal range, and you got a fucking shot. The onside kick there is not going to work. It tanks your chances because if you don't get it on a fucking play that has a less than 10% chance of fucking hitting, and you do force a punt, now you're getting that bitch down at your own 10, your own 20. And now you have to go and play backyard prayer football that you can throw enough fucking laterals and get it in the end zone. Hope is not a strategy. I don't know. I'm sure Cynthia Freeland or somebody who analytic brain can figure it the fuck out, but there is no way with that amount of time on the clock that it is better to go for an onside kick. You'll never convince me that was the right decision either. So Kevin Stefanski can go. I don't know what we're doing. Maybe I'm wrong here on the time thing and the clock thing, but the decision to take Shedeur off the field alone should have cost him his job. It didn't, so I think he will probably be back next year at this rate. If you lose to the Titans and you take your best fucking player on the field that day off and you don't get fired, what the fuck is a fireable offense? So I'm frustrated, but I would love to get your take on the time situation there.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you based on the time that you had having 2 timeouts and agnostic of the fact that in this game, your defense had allowed 31 points. And it wasn't all defense, obviously, but you should have a little bit more faith in that defense.
Your defense getting a 3 and out, you got to feel that's what, a 30% chance, right?
That's
better than 10%.
I'm not even looking at the other 10 guys in the field. If you tell Myles Garrett that he has to get this guy down as soon as possible, on this, like on 3 plays, he can probably do that. Yeah, you are looking, and again, I don't know the stats, but I believe that we've had one onside kick, even despite the rule changes, one onside kick this year that has been converted, and they are just not being attempted. Because it is a super, super low probability. That's got to be like 7% maybe. And that is literally just on onside kick attempts. So you're not looking at a coin flip or anything like that. You are looking at like, here the other team has to really fucking fuck themselves, which the Titans are absolutely capable of doing that. But yeah, you would think that you would put the hands or the ball in the hands of your defense at that point to say, you guys have 3 plays for the rest of this game. You have to go stop
right now.
Yeah. And yeah, it would pin them obviously deeper in their end zone. So if your defense is able to get them to a punt situation, you can hope for a good return. You've had some of those this year. You can hope for one play. You probably are looking at one, maybe at the most 2 plays to try to get a little bit closer for a field goal so that Schmidt can go out there and try to bang one through. That seems like a better probability. But I think even agnostic of all that, you ran a really stupid 2-point conversion that your players weren't able to do. That's a trick play. 2-point conversions typically are more tricky. And what you guys did was absolutely a trick play looking type of situation with the running back throwing the ball and wildcat and take your quarterback on the field. How do you think a trick play, basically an onside kick, is going to work out for you? Like, it didn't work this time, but these guys probably got it on a super low conversion.
Our special teams were fucking terrible all day, but he's going to get an onside kick.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we talking about, man? Like,
look, you bring up Stefanski. I don't think that there's a way that he can maintain his job after the season. I understand that you are saying this is fireable offense, and I completely agree there. However, they've made their bed at this point. If they were going to fire him, there were plenty of other opportunities to do so. It seems like I can't say for certain that he's lost the locker room, but I feel like as a player, my respect has probably gone to an extent because of the on-field decisions, the off-field decisions, the fact that we withheld Shedeur as long as we did. And now we're having to do like weird press conferences where we're announcing that he is going to be the starter for the rest of the year, or we don't know who's going to be the starter in the next week. Weird things like that. It's not a good forward-facing look for the team. He could be the best coach in the league, but if he keeps on sticking his dick in his mouth at the podium, they kind of have to replace the head man because what is he doing right now? Like, you have an offensive coordinator who's calling the plays. You have a defensive coordinator who's calling those plays, and a special teams coordinator who's fucking everything up. But what's the head coach there for, kind of, at this point? And that's a replaceable position at this point. I would be willing to put money that you guys will change, have a new head coach by next year, because it hasn't just been this year. It hasn't been one bad season. There's been several bad seasons, several fuck-ups, but mostly last year and this year are the really bad looking ones. And so, yeah, I would be willing to bet money that you will have a new head coach. I'm going to assume that Andrew Berry actually keeps his job. Whether he should or shouldn't, that's another discussion completely. But I believe that he'll keep his job. Stefanski will be replaced with a little bit more of a alpha, if you will. And that might not be someone that you necessarily like. It might not be a coach that you're super hardcore rooting for. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with B-Flow. Look, there's obviously, I understand why you would want him, because if Kevin O'Connell had aneurysm tomorrow and died, I would hope that B-Flow would take over as a head coach as well. But it could be someone like, former Packers and Dallas Cowboys head coach that's kind of sitting around right now. A name that I don't think either of us really like. But to his credit, despite running a kind of mundane 1990s offense, he puts together double-digit win seasons pretty regularly. he gets a fucking locker room together. He gets a coaching staff together. Like, he does an okay job. You're just not going to win in the playoffs. But to get to the playoffs would be kind of nice, right?
I mean, yeah, it'd be cool.
Yeah, it's a stepping stone. So yeah, I think Stefanski is probably done there. And at this point, you should have fired him weeks ago if you're going to fire him. Otherwise, let's just fucking ride this out. Already have the coaching search committee active, knowing what's going to happen. Because that's the only benefit that you would really get is like throwing your freak flag up and saying, yeah, we have fired our coach, so it's open season. But everyone should know what's going to happen there.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that he should be fired. I've been calling for that for a while, but I don't know, man. This was it. Oh, excuse me. Thank you. But you know what? We'll see next week. Shedeur starting the rest of the way. One more thing. There was it. Shannon Sharp said that, or somebody said, I can't believe it was
Shannon Sharp.
Play. Okay, shut the fuck up. I mean,
Shannon Sharp saying that they're trying to intentionally tank. They're trying to intentionally tank Shedeur by starting for the rest of the year.
Come on, man! Like, that is the most. The narratives like that are what fucking drive a wedge in what could be an amazing career and relationship that Shedeur builds with the goddamn city of Cleveland. But no, we get people saying ignorant shit like that. Like, no, he should just tell him, no, go play Dylan because you're going to fuck my career. What are you talking about? He wants to play. He's going to learn. He's going to take his fucking lumps anyways. That is asinine that somebody would go out on national TV and fucking say that. Or, I'm sorry, not national. Shannon's not on that. He's on a big fucking podcast.
It's essentially national media at this point because mainstream media has really kind of been dying off with a lot of these things. But look, you can't win with the mainstream media, right? Earlier this year, it was they're trying to fuck Shedeur Sanders over by not playing him. Now you're getting narratives. They're trying to fuck Shedeur Sanders over by playing him. You're going to get a news story every week. Whatever's going to get the clicks, the likes, and things like that. That's why y'all are here watching Raw Dog Sports, where we aren't part of the big media fucking conglomerate, the deep state. And look, we've already talked about the deep state. We've talked about homosexuality and adrenochrome and sports. And that's why we would really, really love it if you guys would take a moment, like, share, and subscribe to our channel, because we're more than just a couple of raw dogs talking in a raw authenticity type of manner where we're just saying bullshit. We're 43 minutes into it and we've gotten through one game, right? That's what you're here for. You're here for the bullshit. We see all you who are watching right now and we appreciate it. And if you could just let your other gooners and weirdo friends know that we're out here, we would love you and appreciate you eternally.
Absolutely. My man. Let's you want to start doing some of these little rapid fire?
I think we're gonna have to at this point, buddy. All right. Next up, we have the Seattle Seahawks going versus the Atlanta Falcons. And like I said, things weren't too crazy through the first half. It looked like the Falcons showed up to play, and then they said, we're the Falcons, and they absolutely got shit on in the second half. Seahawks win 37-9. Sam Darnold, pretty fucking solid day. 3 touchdowns, 249. Seahawks, really good team, playoff team, great defense. Bounce back for Sam Darnold after playing my Minnesota Vikings. And the Falcons are in just a really rough spot. They have to hope that Penix comes back with artificial knees, robotic. He probably should talk to our sponsor. It's normally for old people, but the completely natural and normal pharmaceutical company is here for you, Penix. They can help your knees with some sort of injectable. Sure.
Probably. Listen, man, the Falcons suck. The Seahawks are good. JSN, very good at the football. He's probably gonna. I mean, he might win Offensive Player of the Year. The numbers oh man, It's going to be
Possible.
close.
But look, MVP is going to a quarterback.
Yeah,
Offensive player of the year is going to be between him and Jonathan Taylor, but right now Jonathan Taylor's had a little bit of a drop off.
Downslide because that team is going to be. We'll see what happens with Old Man River.
Hold your fucking horses.
Old Man Rivers, baby, let's go.
Yeah, the names keep going with that one, but yeah, sorry Falcons fans, you don't get to shit on fat AJ McCarron this week.
No, you don't. You guys still suck.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have the Bengals and the Bills. Bills end up getting the win at the end of this game, 39-34, in which was a wild turnover fest and a wild scoring fest. Lots of passing touchdowns in this game from both Joe Burrow and Josh Allen. Very high scoring. And I guess to their credit, the Bengals held the Bills to 39 points. I mean, it was there was a shitload of turnovers, a shitload of wild shit happened in this game. The Bills defense, though, I mean, that's a little bit scary if you're a Bills fan going into the playoffs, knowing that, you can give up that many points, but at least you can lean on the fact that you were going up against a really good Bengals offense that decided to not use the best receiver on the field in Jamar Chase very much. But yeah, wild one here. Bills end up getting the win.
I was shocked. The Bills were, I thought, kind of going to get smacked here the way it looked for a while. And then they came back, big time dub. Bills needed it. Bengals season's over. I mean, they're done. But
Trey Hendrickson on the IR,
yeah,
that's the cherry on the top here. Not even talking about the game too much. Trey Hendrickson, God bless him, because the Bengals, one of the more poorly run franchises in the NFL, and this is coming from an NFC North fan, not the AFC North fan. My left, all y'all's left, but it's a pretty poorly run franchise. And they fucked around. They didn't pay the guy what he was deservedly earned and fantastic defensive player. And I think that he kind of bent them over his knee and showed him who's fucking boss, because not only did he get just a year-long extension, basically a little bit extra money, but he sat out basically the whole year. Like, you want to fuck with me? I'm going to take your money as much as I can get, and then I'm going to look for other opportunities next year.
Yeah.
We're going to start this all up again.
Or we're going to go into the fucking franchise tag, and you're going to tag him twice?
Dude, they fucked up. You should have traded him. You should have paid him or traded him. And now you're probably going to walk away with nothing. Because if you franchise tag him, what's to stop him from being like, well, I am 31, 32 years old. I'll sign this tag, which is going to be a lot of fucking money. And my back hurts again. My back hurts again, and I can't play.
Yeah, because tag is fully guaranteed, baby.
Yeah. He's going to make generational wealth not playing for a shitty team. At least shitty on defense.
It's insane. All right, brother, let's move on.
All right.
We got I got it. I'll tee you up because this is a game that I did not fucking expect at all. Your Vikings get a fucking big time dub. Beat the shit out of the Commanders 31-0. JJ McCarthy played one of his best games. I'm gonna let you kind of take it from here, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. JJ McCarthy, if you look at the stat line, didn't do anything phenomenal. 3 touchdowns is a good day. But the game plan worked. Vikings, Kevin O'Connell received a lot of shit this week for talking about, hey, we're going to actually dumb down this offense quite a bit. We're not going to focus on the mechanics. We're just going to tell JJ to go out and play. And people were like, well, that should have been done earlier in the year. And I don't disagree. However, JJ was hurt, not playing that beginning of the year. Yeah, not a huge statistical day, but a really efficient day. I called, I think, one pass that I think was a bad throw. And it was a heater. Like his typical JJ McCarthy, I'm throwing this 95 miles an hour, and it sailed. It just went right over the top of the receiver's head. But beyond that, he actually went to his first read most of the time because Kevin O'Connell has the capacity to call a good fucking play and a good game plan. His problem recently has been that he wants to call a normal Kevin O'Connell offense that has a long developing play. He didn't do that this game. He ran the ball, quick routes. It wasn't quick game, but it was stuff where the number one guy gets open. And when the number one guy didn't get open, JJ actually went from read 1 to 2 to 3 and was able to find people. He found Josh Oliver, his second tight end, for 2 touchdowns. All 3 of his tight ends got passes in this game. He did a very solid job of running the offense. Now, the caveat is Commanders are a bottom 3 defense. So this is the team that you absolutely should beat up on. And so a lot of people are trying to say, like, yeah, but he did it against the Commanders. And I completely agree with that. I completely get it. But if he had played like shit, he would have gotten so much shit thrown against him. You have to be willing to accept the fact that he had a good game. Yeah, there's a contextual basis of the fact that he played a bad defense, but a quarterback should play good against a bad defense, and he did that. So that doesn't disqualify the game. And he didn't need to have high volume numbers because we were able to run all fucking over him, including our defense. Look, shout out Brian Flores. He's been doing great all year with what he can, playing from behind pretty much the entire time. But we haven't had the turnovers that we've had in previous years, and he got 3 of them in this game. I got ginked. I ginked all over the place. I had to change the sheets on my bed when I was watching the game because Van Ginkel got himself another pick, almost a pick 6. And on that pick 6, nearly pick 6, excuse me, Isaiah Rodgers knocked Jane Daniels out of the game again. They need to seriously consider not playing him.
I've been saying that, but
yeah, we both did last week. But look, Commanders took a big step back this year. Really bad defense. Even when Jaden was in there, the offense wasn't operating at full capacity. They need to do some retooling for sure. Good, complete, complimentary game from the Vikings. This is something that you need to, stick that feather in your cap and use that as motivation going forward. Don't try to stray too far away from that, especially in our primetime game this week versus the Cowboys. I don't expect us to win every game for the rest of the season, but this is a good blueprint of how we can play good football. We actually saw our good football team on the field performing like it should be with a guy who was in his 7th start. Same thing I said for Shedeur. The guy's essentially a rookie, like Shedeur is a rookie. You got to give him time to develop. You got to have him get his feet underneath him. The mechanics will hopefully get fixed in the offseason. 9 is dead. Nueve is here. Nueve. I loved the stat line, I believe, at halftime. He was 9 for 10 for 99 yards. Oh, a lot of 9s out there. It's Nueve. And look, JJ McCarthy ended the week with the 3rd best quarterback passer rating in the league. And I'm happy to see that from the guy. Good game. Got a lot of work to do. I've already started getting on the PFF mock draft simulator a little bit. I've got some thoughts. Jordan Addison, I love your play when you're playing good, but also you are still dropping fucking passes, which has been a problem all year. You also can't stay out of trouble off the field. And going into your 5th year on the option might be worth looking at trying to trade you to see what we can get for you.
No, thank you. I don't need any more goddamn small receivers.
Yeah.
Carnell Taylor bust is what I.
You mean Chris Carter 2.0? Look, I like Carnell Taylor. I do. But I got my eyes set on a different pass catcher for my Vikings.
All right.
I'll save my thoughts on some reckless speculatory options for my Vikings of a couple players that could be traded, whose draft stock could then be moved to move back into the 1st round for a player, but that's for another show. We got another couple weeks here of regular season, then we can start looking at the offseason.
Yeah. Are we doing Senior Bowl?
I mean, it's definitely on the table.
Okay, good.
It's definitely on the table.
Yeah.
We talked about that last year. It's definitely on the table.
We did. We should just tell Matt we need to borrow the RV.
Just John Madden it down there?
Yeah, dude.
I don't know.
We could do a show from the RV at the Senior Bowl.
Okay. Look, this maybe not be show plans that we should be doing here, but maybe we get the whole gang together and get down there for a rowdy weekend.
Hey, here we go. Now we're talking. All right, let's talk about other rowdy weekends The Dolphins fucking got rowdy and beat the shit out of the Jets, 34-10. Tua still sucks, but the Dolphins were able to beat the hell out of a Jets team that had to go to a backup quarterback in Brady Cook. I mean, the Jets are floundering. Dolphins are kind of saving, I think, Mike McDaniel's job, but quarterback is a problem. Tua does not have the arm to execute the type of offense I think that Mike McDaniels wants to run. I don't like Kyler as a quarterback at all, but I think he would be a much better fit down there with McDaniels in Miami than he is in Arizona. He has a much bigger arm than Tua. This game was an ass open. What do you got on it?
Yeah, I don't have a ton to go over on this game other than, look, our boy Blitz did his best at trying to give us a parlay this weekend, and part of it was Devon Achane. And Devon Achane, I believe, on what you got the stats pulled up here. I think it was like 8 touches or something like that. Nearly fucking had the 125 yards. And then, rib injury, and he didn't really have to play too much anymore. But fucking Devon Achane's a dog. He's awesome. Yeah. And yeah, we are absolutely looking at a situation right now where Mike McDaniels is probably going to keep his job. It's wild to me how things have changed.
Yeah, because you had them pegged as the worst team, but they are playing.
They definitely aren't the worst team.
Oh, no.
But they're not a good team.
No, for sure. I mean, they ran into a Jets team. Now, granted, listen, they're playing some teams that they should beat, but like this Jets team going, Brady Cook coming in. I mean, what the fuck do you want that Jets team to do?
Yeah.
Like,
if there's anything that can embody this situation right now for Mike McDaniels, it is this meme, which we can't completely see on the screen here. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah. Dude, he's keeping his fucking job. I don't see how he doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, he's going to end up with a winning record potentially.
It's pretty crazy. A lot of mocks for off seasons right now are talking about, Mike McDaniels would be a pretty sweet offensive coordinator, a run game coordinator to bring in. Dude, this guy's going to keep his fucking job in Miami after what was like the first half of the season was a travesty. It was a joke. Like, he didn't have the locker room at all. And all of a sudden they're doing fucking good.
We wrote his obituary fucking, 10 different goddamn times at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, it's wild. Look, congrats to him. Good job by Mike McDaniels. Whether or not he's doing anything, he gets to take the credit for this one. Like, because I don't think it's Tua. You and I are both kind of off on the Tua train. Yeah. But yeah, good job there for the Miami Dolphins and Mike McDaniels. Yeah. Next up, we have the Saints and Buccaneers. Buccaneers at home, getting guys back. Bucky's good to go. Mecca's there. You got, your star wide receiver coming back from collarbone injury. It's to practice. He's not going to play yet, but vibes are good, right? Well, Tristan Wirfs is out for this game. And then Tyler Shuck came and slapped it all over their face. Saints win 24-20.
I don't know if Tyler Shuck slapped it all over their face.
All over the face. He was 13-20 for 144 yards, Mike.
Yeah.
That's Pro Bowl caliber play down there in Lazy.
I mean, he looks great on the QBR. 75%. They got to win. Good for Tyler Shuck. I mean, listen, he's still, what he's doing is he's using his legs. I mean, he's doing a great job of it.
Yeah.
Baker played like shit. I mean, there was a litany of errors that happened on this fucking Bucs team.
Dude, the Magic. I had the Bucs as one of the better teams this year when we did our offseason predictions. And it looked like we were going to have that come to fruition. The early season Magic seems to be gone. They've been hit with that injury bug.
Yeah.
It hasn't gone away. Like I said, Tristan Wirfs out again. He's been in and out and in and out. Bucky Irving going down. That's a tough one with how good of a back that he is. You lose Mike Evans early in the year. you have Emeka Egbuka looking like he's going to be offensive rookie of the year, and he's kind of been a ghost since then. It's a tough sledding right now for the Bucs. They are not completely out of it, but like this is not the direction you want to be going. You don't want to be 7-6. If there's any division in football that they can still get into the playoffs in, it's their division, but they need to clean some things up and get healthy as soon as fucking possible.
The Panthers are not fucking around, man. They can win that goddamn division right now. So the Buccaneers need to get their shit together.
Put it on a shirt. Panthers are not fucking around.
Listen, typically that's how it's been, though. They've been fucking around for a while. Yeah. Oh, man. You know who was not fucking around? Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones had like the worst day ever. His team is a loss. He is hobbling around on a broken leg. And then on his opposing leg, he fucking blows his Achilles out. Like, you cannot have a shittier day. Colts fall 19-36 to the Jags. Trevor Lawrence played very okay. I mean, not bad, but once Daniel Jones went out, nobody really had to do much of anything. Like, they could just kind of coast. Riley Leonard came in and, I mean, performed, I guess, admirably for a rookie quarterback a
running rookie quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But he hurt his knee. So things are fucking.
It doesn't matter because Riley Leonard's not fucking starting anyways because old Phillip Rivers, that dirty bastard, he's back. But I cannot believe that he has a job back in the NFL. But apparently, and I saw this from JJ Watt, he found this out in a production meeting. Apparently, they've been talking every goddamn week about game plans because they were running the same offense. So terminology and everything, he's going to know.
Phillip Rivers is coaching his son's high school team.
Yep.
They are running the same offense as Steichen. Steichen and Rivers spent time together out there with the Chargers. So they know each other. They're buddies. And they've been chit-chatting. And so that's why it's such an easy thing to say, hey, Phillip, you had your career out here with the Colts. You come back. It's only fucking 3 more games until we get into the playoffs. And then it's a little bit more, but like, you got to be young. You got to be spry. You're pumped up of all sorts of stuff from completely natural and normal pharmaceuticals company. But you also have 13 kids that you got to keep running around with, right? So like you're active, our playbook. We got playmakers. You just got to get the ball to them. That was the thought process with Daniel Jones, right? You don't need to be a great quarterback. We got all these playmakers. You just got to get the ball to him. Riley Leonard isn't a passing quarterback, and he's got a knee injury. So we just can't play him throwing the ball around because he's not going to be good. So let's get a guy in that can at least throw the ball around a little bit. Got a good offensive line. Just get the ball out quick. Maybe it works out. Fuck. Colin Kaepernick is out there, but he doesn't know our offense. I don't care if he's 10 years younger. Like, let's get Phillip Rivers in here. It's wild. Riley Leonard is younger than Phillip Rivers' oldest kid.
Is he really?
Yes. Like, we're talking about this dude is 8 years my senior. Huh?
He's 44, right? Or 45?
44. Happy birthday yesterday.
Okay.
So on his birthday, he got the call to come in for a tryout.
Fucking 44.
And dude, signed to the practice squad today.
They're playing the fucking Seahawks this week. He's going to get killed.
This might be not.
You were about to do that. It sounded like you were going to do a Trump.
Little bit of a bitch. No, this might be a Brett Rippon week. So Brett Rippon's on the practice squad. It might be a Brett Rippon week because you probably, despite knowing the playbook, you need to get the guy up to playing shape. And it's only going to take a week for Phillip Rivers, right? But I also
balls fucking 5 years ago.
I wouldn't be completely surprised if we did see Phillip Rivers in this game. He's for sure going to be suited up, right? Because Rippon goes down. And you know who their backup quarterback was last week?
No.
After fucking Daniel Jones went down? I know you can get this one, Mike.
Was it not Anthony Richardson?
No, Anthony Richardson's still on IR from a broken orbital socket. Who's taking snaps under center for the Colts this year other than Daniel Jones?
Oh my God, Tyler Warren.
Tyler Warren was their backup quarterback when Daniel Jones went down. It was Riley Leonard and Tyler Warren, which would be a lot of fucking fun. We're looking at a model that the Saints did a lot of good work with for a little while. But fucking Phillip Rivers back in the league. That's the big talking point here. Look, shout out to the Jags. Get another win. You are 9-4. You're having a really good season. Colts, things are in fucking shambles. Sauce Gardner, you just traded first round picks for this fucking dude. He's not playing. Daniel Jones, he's not playing because he's got two fucked legs, not Penix style, more unique. And I feel for Daniel Jones because he was well on his way to a huge payday and he still might get paid. But you're going to have a lot of faith in him, like the Cowboys had in Dak Prescott when he went down with his gruesome ankle injury. Except for Daniel Jones has 1 year of production.
Yeah.
Like 1 year of solid production. And if I'm psyching, I'm probably going to try to get a discount on that, keep him there with the Colts, because what we saw is
with the Achilles injury.
It's not been good at least for a year. I mean, you have Aaron Rodgers and Kirk Cousins in recent memory here, but yeah, like that offense and that team immediately looked like a playoff caliber team, and you have to hope you can get some of that out of Daniel Jones, but he's looking at rehabbing and being back maybe by week 1 next year. He was looking at a payday of $40 million a year probably again. He's going to get his Giants contract again, and this probably drops him down way closer to what Sam Darnold just got, which is still good money, but I mean, you're talking 25 to 30 million a year, maybe a shorter term deal as like a prove it, which is scary for Daniel Jones. That sucks. I feel bad for the guy. But hey, maybe my Vikings offer him more to come and be our break glass if JJ McCarthy doesn't develop guy. I'd be okay with that.
All right, let's move on to the next one. We had an AFC.
Mike's getting sweepy. I'm seeing him over here.
Yeah, I'm getting tired.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, another AFC North matchup here. Pittsburgh Steelers and the Ravens. And unfortunately, we're going to have to take time on this one fucking too to bitch. Yeah. Steelers get the win here. And what a horribly officiated game. But even more so, how dare you, NFL fucking official committee, whatever the fuck your name is, to keep going on with this fucking terrible narrative that everything was called correctly. Because you have people posting constant pictures of the rule book and then being like, yeah, but that's not what happened, when it's obviously what fucking happened. That Isaiah Likely catch was a touchdown. Mm-hmm. I don't know how it's not a touchdown. It was ruled a touchdown on the field. You have 3 things to make it a catch: possession, 2 steps, and a football move. What did he do? Catch, 2 steps, and he reached the ball out, which is literally in the rule book. Reaching the ball out or moving the ball away from the defender is considered a football move. And they said, nah, we wanted a 3rd step. They explicitly said they wanted a 3rd step. It's a fucking touchdown. You can't change my mind on it. I don't care how many years you've been a fucking official in the league. You are pandering to the NFL by not saying we fucked the Ravens on this one. Because in the same game, you had less possession. You had worse calls for the Steelers where they got to keep the ball. It was a catch for them. Terrible officiating. I don't like either of these teams, but fucking terrible officiating, and the Ravens got fucked in this one.
Yeah, the Ravens did get fucked. I don't really care that the Ravens got fucked, but the Steelers are the ones that fucked them. So that also pisses me off. The Steelers, I mean, Aaron Rodgers played a much better game. One of the better games he's played fucking all season. So, I mean, that's great if you're a Steelers fan. But the idea that you are happy, I mean, they're in the division lead. Cool. They didn't win that fucking game. That's a touchdown by Likely. Every which way. Like, how long, how many different times is this going to happen? Like, we have got to fix this. Like, every fucking week, there is something else where it's like some egregious call. This is going to potentially cost the team a playoff spot. It's not just a fucking game. It could cost them postseason play because both of these teams are not very good. Only one of them is making the playoffs.
We saw. I honestly don't know how to fix some of this shit because like we've added in these fucking judges in New York or whatever, the league office and all this bullshit. But you had another call in the Texans Chiefs game where the Texans got called off. No, they got called, I believe, offsides on what was set up to be like a tush push play. But then on the official reviews and shit that they're showing on the fucking field, there's a Chiefs player with his helmet over top of the ball, and all the Texans are lined up correctly. And you have a narrative already surrounding the Chiefs that, I mean, I lost the game, but you have a narrative surrounding the Chiefs that fucking they get all the calls. We have the technology to see this shit. The fans are seeing it in real time. The refs are seeing it in real time. Everybody's getting it in replay, and you're fucking it up. And it just looks really bad.
Yeah. So subjective calls, and this is where the officiating is tough, like holding and things like that. You can call it every play. Obviously, there are some things that are very clear holding.
Yeah.
Some things you should be able to fix. Anything that would be a pre-snap fucking penalty, you should be able to fix that through replay, in my opinion.
Yeah,
because it wouldn't have it affects the play. Like it's right there. You can fucking see it. So, but we've seen what happens when you give the ability to challenge penalties when we had the replay of the fucking pass interference, which I'm pretty sure the officials purposely fucked up so they wouldn't have to deal with it anymore. And it especially feels that way considering the way things have gone since that point. Like, there is not a good solution. I don't know. There's no solution. And the NFL is damn sure not going to make a change because everybody's still getting paid. You're still wearing gear. I'm still wearing gear. Everybody's still buying the shit, still going to the games. Like they have no reason to make them full-time employees other than people don't like the optics.
Yeah, that is true. And look, the only thing that I think will change some of the officiating issues is if there's some sort of a scandal that breaks that has to do with the gambling, which we can get onto with our next game.
Yeah,
the Broncos versus the Raiders. Broncos get the win 24-17, but it was a weird one at the end of the game. Dave Portnoy extremely upset on the socials afterwards, and I gotta say I kind of see where he's going because I believe it was 8.5 point spread or something like that. And the Raiders get a call at the end of the game, what he calls a phantom call, to put them in field goal position, and they kick the field goal, which
ran them out there to get the field goal.
Yeah, put them 24-17. They still lost, but kudos for getting the field goal. But the weird thing is that it did fuck up the gambling market in this one. Weird stuff.
Yeah,
that feels a little bit more flaky to me than the fucking previous call that we just talked about. But it's still weird. And it when it smells fishy, it gets people upset, especially when they're putting money on these games. I feel less passionate about that call at the end of the game, the flag that got them down in the field goal range, but still a little odd.
Yeah, so there is no point to kick the field goal at all because you're not getting back into the game. I mean, they kicked it at fucking time expired, if memory serves correct.
Yeah.
So
look, they're down 10 points. So for what it's worth, a touchdown isn't going to win them the game.
It's over. The game is fucking over. Now, I understand you go out there. You maybe want to execute some plays. Why are we doing a drill? Do we need to see how quick we can sprint our field goal team out there? Like, what are we doing right here? So I completely understand where Dave is coming from. Now, the people that were mad at Dave saying that he was calling for the murder of Pete Carroll. Now, granted, he did say those words.
Yes.
However,
yes.
I also posted on fucking X that people are very telling on themselves that they don't understand what hyperbole is.
Yeah.
Because he's not literally calling for the murder of Pete Carroll. He was speaking hyperbole is a fucking thing that people use all the time. This show is full of it. We love hyperbole on this show.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But look, when I watched his rant afterwards and he started saying that, I immediately, because I am attuned, I'm hip, I'm with it. It's 2025.
Right.
I sit when I pee. I'm with you. Everyone who has varying genders. But
Take
look,
it easy with the hand movements. People are gonna take it out of context.
Never. No. Shedeur. It was a backward Shedeur. But look, as soon as he said that, I said, "Oh, uh-oh."
Yep.
As soon as he said, "Kill Pete Carroll," I said, "Uh-oh." So, like, I knew it, but I get it. He's heated. He's impassioned in the moment. He probably has serious money on it, at least serious money for us fucking peons. Look, Mike and I don't make huge, ridiculous sums of money. All right. I don't know if I'm breaking that news to people. So please don't completely fucking cancel us. We get it, that we're pretty popular. We are getting money from crazy places like the completely natural and normal pharmaceutical company. But, and Dude Whites and all of our other sponsors. But, like, Dave Portnoy, when he gambles, he's not fucking around.
He's putting like 10 G's.
He's putting minimum 5 digits on it. And so he probably lost a lot of money because of this. So I get being impassioned by that. But also, it is his brand too, like splashy shit. So we do need to take it with a grain of salt. He's not like a political figure or something like that saying kill him. That would be pretty bad. Yeah. But yeah, Dave probably regrets that to an extent until he sees how many likes and views and things like that and engagement. And then he's probably like, all right, well, I'm willing to take the hit for this one.
Yeah.
But yeah. Look, Broncos, congratulations. You're 11-2. You might be the fakest 11-2 in the league because you're barely beating a lot of teams. A win's a win, but you're barely beating a lot of teams. The point differential is fucking wild with this one. And it was the Raiders.
They win the games they have to win, man. They're lining up, beating their opponent.
Yeah. We don't change our schedule.
Listen, man.
I said it a couple of years ago with my Vikings.
Same thing, right? We fucked a couple weeks ago. They're winning. It's not impressive, but I mean, we watched the Super Bowl. I mean, we watched the fucking Chiefs win a Super Bowl by playing unimpressive football all fucking season.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be done.
Look, we'll get to the Chiefs and unimpressive football here in just a little bit. Next up, though, we got the Bears and the Packers out in Lambeau. Toyota-thon, baby.
Yeah.
It's Toyota-thon. And Toyota-thon fucked us on picking the Bears plus the points because Packers ended up winning this one 21-28. It looked like the Bears had a chance there right at the end to win it, but of course, Caleb Williams threw to a guy who was double covered instead of wide open DJ Moore. And that was the game. Packers win.
Yeah, DJ Moore, 3 targets, 1 catch, -4 yards. Safe to say that relationship's probably not going to be a very fruitful one. He's been
DJ Moore's gone this offseason, by the way.
100%. Yeah, I was going to say I don't think that you can continue. And listen, they don't necessarily need him. They have enough other weapons and guys that they're trying to develop that you can move off of DJ Moore and get something back as an asset. DJ Moore was a hot commodity not too long ago. So, and he's shown that he can play with kind of random quarterback play and put up some decent fucking numbers. But yeah, he's got to be gone. Caleb.
Contract for him is his contract's way too much. So they have to do something with it this offseason. So yeah, I absolutely think he'll get moved. You're seeing that it's either Odunze or DJ Moore, like in opposite weeks. Yeah. And now Colson Loveland's getting rotated into that mix, and he's actually looking like that first round pick again. So they're going to be willing to move off of one of those guys, and it's going to be the guy who is 30 years old or more with a big contract, not on a rookie contract. They're going to move off of that one.
Well, Luther Burden leading target share in this game. Like, that's another young wide receiver. So it would make sense to move off of DJ Moore. It sucks that they did not get a win in this game. Packers take the division lead, 9-3-1. Jordan Love, and somebody put this on Twitter. I haven't been able to respond yet, but MVP conversations and had Jordan Love in there.
No.
Oh, no. Thank you. No.
Don't get me wrong. Good game. 34, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. You MVP isn't one game. It isn't even just Toyotathon. It's the full season and being the most valuable player on the field, not just for your team, but for the fucking league, essentially. Right? He could have a fantastic Toyotathon, but I'm needing to see him put up 400 plus yards, no interceptions, and 3+ touchdowns every game before we even start to talk about that. And that's just in these last 3 weeks. We're far away from that. Toyotathon's a magical time of year, but it's not that magical.
He would have to do so much to overtake Stafford at this point.
Yeah. And Drake May.
Yeah, Drake May. God damn.
Drake May and Stafford's stat lines are not that far apart right now. They are starting to delta and converge. It's not that far apart. It's going to be the one of the two of them.
Yeah, I don't got Jordan Love. Man. Good win for the Packers, though. Moving on, though, to that team that I think has the MVP on it right now. Fucking Stafford balled. Rams win 45-17. And, yeah, the fucking Cardinals, they're in a bad spot. They always, I mean, the whole year has been kind of shit. Their defense, I thought, was making a turn early in the season, played decent at times, but they got just absolutely schwacked in this one. Stafford did what he wanted. They ran for almost 250 fucking yards.
Blake Corum breakout game.
Yeah,
128 yards, 2 touchdowns, over a 10-yard average. Blake Corum breakout game for sure. And it's probably because they were like, this thing's getting a little bit out of hand. Kyren Williams is our lead back. Let's rest him. Let's put this on Blake. And he showed up.
Yeah. Over 500 yards of offense for the Rams. I mean, you're going to win a game. Unless something crazy happens, you win a game with over 500 yards offense. And I don't have much else to say about the Cardinals, man. We already kind of talked about them with Michael Wilson.
Yeah. Look, when you're leading rushers, the quarterback with 22 yards, running game's a problem. I said this 2 years ago during that draft time frame, free agents time frame with the Washington Commanders. I said this team's going to surprise everybody, and sure enough, they fucking did. They've got the capital, the personnel that were already kind of there. They just need a little bit of a catalyst to become good. And the Washington Commanders fucking shot out like a cannon last year. Were really fucking good. Giants, I said that they could be that team this year, and we've seen some good things, but injuries fucked them. Mm-hmm. I think the Cardinals are in a right position for this because they do have a lot of good young players on this team. I think coaching might be holding them back, and they're a couple pieces away from being good. The quarterback is a big question mark, but if they want to get super aggressive, trade Kyler and try to get up for like a Fernando Mendoza, and you find a running back, that offense looks fucking great. The defense has a lot of young guys as they develop into who they can be as starters. I think they can be really fucking solid too. I think the Cardinals, we're not at the offseason yet, but Cardinals could be a fucking good team in short order. I don't know if they're going to do it, not under Drew Petzing, but I don't know if they're going to do it under Gannon either. And definitely not with Kyler at quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. But talking about teams that are going to be looking at the offseason, Kansas City Chiefs lose to the Houston Texans 20-10. And Pat Mahomes played like ass. Sub 50% completion.
There's a lot of ass on this. A lot of ass on this Chiefs squad in this game.
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes played like ass. Travis Kelce played like ass. A lot of ass. A lot of ass. Yeah. And none of it was on Taylor Swift, as per usual. Oh, we're getting canceled again. Swifty cancel. God damn it. I can't stop myself.
The Swifties will get us for sure, man. The Swifties will.
Come on, Beehive. We love Beyonce. Come on and defend us, please.
Yeah. Well, I do love Beyonce, but that fucking country.
Oh, single ladies. Oh, single
ladies. Single ladies all day. But
not for me, though. I'm a married man. I'm happy.
Boom.
Sorry, single ladies.
Should put a ring on it. Anyways, the Chiefs, dude, they're not making it. Their season is over. Now, the Texans, their defense is going to have to win them a lot of games. CJ Stroud has not been able to reproduce the magic that he showed in his rookie year, but they're doing enough to win. Woody Marks has been a solid back. He is a workhorse in this game. Nick Chubb is taking that backup role. We're going to see Nick kind of fade off into the sunset. Excellent career. I wish him nothing but the best. I love everything about Nick Chubb. But he is where he is. The injuries kind of derailed him. But the Texans get it done, man. And Nico Collins, another big game.
Yeah, I had to pull this up here real quick, looking into the Texans cap space, because this is another team that is looking like they're an offensive line and a complimentary running back, because Woody Marks to me is not a full-time back. He had a good game, but not a full-time back. But you get a full-time back in there, decent running game. Even if you don't, fucking an offensive line, all of a sudden that offense feels really fixed, and that defense is to die for. Look, your guys' defense out there in Cleveland, fantastic. This week, a little embarrassing. I don't think that there's a question, though. Houston Texans are the best fucking defense in the whole goddamn NFL right now. They are carrying this team. Whether they want to win or not, that defense is doing everything to fucking win games. They are fantastic. I don't think there's going to be a drop-off next year. So you inject some fucking talent into that offensive line. And looking right now, cap space, they have 16 million cap space, and I'm sure that can change a little bit next year. You find some fucking starters on that offensive line to just get an average NFL offensive line out there. The running game is going to get better, and CJ Stroud is going to look a lot more like his rookie year than he does right now, which isn't terrible. They've got good receivers like that. The Texans could be really good in short order as well. It's just going to take some crafty moves to get there. I'm in love with this defense. I'm in love with Danielle Hunter. Goddamn, 2% body fat. You went on a thing about Myles Garrett. Amber wouldn't stop talking about Myles Garrett's wiener. I guarantee Danielle Hunter has just a hog on him. But anyways, Monday Night Football.
All right, here we go. There we go. But I did want to say that division, crazy. 8-5 Colts, 8-5 Texans, 9-4 Jags. Which one of those you trust the most right now? For me, it's the Texans.
Oh man, dude, it might be the Jags. I don't know. That's like the
defense travels everywhere.
The Jags on a team level might be the best team. Colts would be, but obviously no quarterback. We'll see what Phillip Rivers does there. But if you're talking about the best unit in the league, not just the division, it's the Texans. That's a tough one, man.
It's give me a tight division race down the stretch here.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's an interesting one.
All right, man. Let's do it. Let's talk about that Monday night game before we do the Thursday night game.
All right. Yeah, we got the Eagles that went out to LA to play the Chargers. Apparently, it was mostly Eagles fans there last night, according to the broadcast. Didn't matter. Justin Herbert, surgically repaired hand earlier in the week and all. Had that dog in him. Led his team down the field to put Dicker in position to kick those kicks. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about Jalen Hurts and a fucking 4-interception game. It was bad. On a single play, he threw an interception, which then that ball was fumbled. He recovered and then fumbled it again, which great job by the officiating crew verbalizing that for us on the broadcast. Fun times there. But yeah, so is Philly, man. They feel like they are going to play to their opponents. They have a very, very talented roster, and it seems like there's poison in the locker room where they can't put together really dominant games. I don't know. Jalen Hurts, I thought at the end of that game might have what it takes because he's got a little bit of that winter blood in him. Jordan Love doesn't have that. Jalen Hurts has a little bit of it, but it wasn't enough to get them to win. It took some bad penalties and stuff like that to get them down in scoring range, and then he ends up throwing a tipped pick. Cam Hart Love Cam Hart out of Michigan. Tips it. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. Ends the game. And Chargers get the win with a shambles offensive line out there.
Yeah. I don't know what to say about the Eagles. Jalen Hurts is a fucking enigma. Like, sometimes he's great. Sometimes he's fucking terrible, man. Like,
glad you didn't put a hard R on that one. Shout out to Ron.
Chargers, 38 carries. I mean, they just said, fuck it. We're just going to, his hand's broken. We're handing this shit off.
You stiff arming people with that hand.
I know. Fucking
it's great.
Chargers, man, they're right there still. Like, they're going to probably make the playoffs. Eagles, I would expect, will make the playoffs as well. But big win for the Chargers, keeps them kind of right there where they should be. They're probably not catching the Broncos. 2 games back from the Broncos still. But they should be pretty securely into a wild card spot.
I mean, they could have a bad couple weeks. Look, Omari and Hampton coming back was a nice boost for them. Yeah. They really need to try to figure out something with the offensive line. At the end of the day, that's what's going to be what they live or die by is the performance of that offensive line. And then for the Eagles, I'm going to steal another fucking fun meme that I saw out there. Look, A.J. Brown, 6 catches for 100 yards, had a pretty solid day, but a couple really crucial dropped balls that he probably could have gotten. And it's weird that his thumbs aren't strong enough with all that Twitter typing that he's been doing to bring those balls in. Sorry, A.J. Brown. I do think you're a much better player than what we've seen this year. Yeah, man, it's tough sledding there. Tough sledding for the Eagles. I wonder how our boy Roberto Gussolini's doing.
I would imagine that he and old Sexy Torres shotguns are feeling very similar in the way that their weeks went. Probably a little bit better than Torres, actually. At least his quarterback's limbs are still intact.
Torres' quarterback is perfectly fine. He's
true,
a young, healthy, spry Phillip Rivers.
44-year-old man.
We can thank his spry nature because of the completely natural and normal pharmaceutical company. Today's sponsor.
CNNPC. All right, man, let's take a look at the Thursday night game. We've got an interesting matchup. We got the Falcons, who I think are awful, heading down to Tampa, taking on the Bucs, who have been awful recently. Bucs favored -4.5, over under 44.5. Where are you going on this one?
Yeah, this is tough, man. Divisional matchup again. We talked a little bit about the divisional matchup between the Saints and the Bucs last week, and didn't expect the Saints to win that one. But that just kind of goes to show you divisional matchups end up playing a little bit tighter. The Falcons, we've seen really good stuff from them this year, and we saw, like I said, a good half from them. Like, I was going to text you at halftime of that game and said, "Hey, good Falcons showed up to play today," and I didn't. I don't remember why I didn't, but I didn't. And I'm glad I didn't, because bad Falcons decided to show up for the second half. It did not look good. Bucs absolutely should be favored in this one. But with the 4.5 points and how they've kind of been malperforming recently, it scares me a little bit. Home team, you roughly get that 2.5 points there. And so are they roughly a 2-point better team? I think so, but I need to see it. I need to see a little bit more of that early season magic. So I am going to go Bucs on the money line.
Bucs on the money line. Oh, all right. You tricked me here. Bucs,
yeah, I know.
Money line. All right. So I want to think that Baker is going to play better. I want to think that the Bucs as a unit are going to play better, like on the offensive side of the ball. Baker going under 50% completion percentage, not great. And we've seen a couple of bad weeks. He has got to he's got to turn it around. And I think the Falcons are ass. I mean, I've been saying that the Falcons are ass. I don't think that
they're eliminated from playoff contention. Can they play spoiler to the 7-6 Bucs, who are playing basically against the 7-6 Panthers at this point for the rest of the year? It's a 2-horse race.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it's possible, but I don't trust the Falcons. I'm going to go Bucs money line as well.
Drop the points, you pussy.
I'm just not dropping the fucking.
Come on, you hate the Falcons. Drop the points, you pussy.
I do hate the Falcons. I'm not dropping the fucking points. I'm not dropping. That's too many.
Drop the points, you pussy.
No.
Drop the points, you pussy.
I like the yeah.
It's
All
okay.
right,
I get it. Money line.
Yeah, money line, Bucs money line.
We ride together, we die together. That's what's going to happen on Thursday Night Football. Either our records are going to go up or we're going to go down.
I feel like that has been pretty standard. So I've dropped a lot of points. I've dropped a lot of points on Thursday night. And
You're a point dropping son of a bitch, and I'm not.
Yeah.
I play it too safe.
I'm not dropping points on this one, though. All right, man. You got anything else before we wrap this bad boy up?
No, sir. I got to get to sleep. Apparently, I have to brief VIPs in the morning, whatever that means. Got to be up early, spry. Can't be having any more of these fantastic sodas.
Yeah, them sodas they sounded like they were delicious. My man, I appreciate you. And to everybody who tuned in, I appreciate you guys as well. Time is the most valuable thing that you have. So anytime that you give some of it to us, we are forever grateful. I'm going to give my man Evo one last word, and then we're going to get the fuck out of here. And we'll see you guys on Saturday, where we're going to gamble on this upcoming week with all the rest of the games outside of Thursday. Evo, go ahead, brother.
Remember the name Nueve. 9 is dead, Nueve.
Hey, man, he played a great game. Good luck to you guys this weekend. We'll talk about all the games coming up, like I said, on Saturday. But with that, we are going to get the fuck out of here. I'm Mike. That's Evo. This is Raw Dog Sports. See you.